In this video, we're going to make the enemy respond to getting hit. If we look inside our skeleton here, you'll see here that we have a skeleton hit animation. And basically this animation is going to play whenever the sword hits the enemy. It's going to give him a sort of jolt like he just got hit. The first thing we need to do is we need to slice this animation. So open up your sprite editor and make sure the sprite mode is set to multiple. And we're going to make this a 256 by 256 sprite. Hit apply, slice by grid size, and we're going to use 256 by 256. Once we slice that, we'll have even squares, hit apply, and we're good to go. Once we've done that, we can then animate this hit. So select our skeleton, select the sprite, go into the animation view, and we're going to create a new animation. And we're going to call this hit. Inside of our sprites, characters, skeleton, animations, this is where we're going to save it. Now that we've done that, we can then simply take our skeleton hit, and we can take frame 0 through 28 and drag this into the animation view. From there, we're going to set this to about 20 frames per second. And here's the hit animation. So you hit it, and it does this little wobble backwards. All right, save this. This animation, we do not want it to loop. So one of the things we need to do is go into the animations folder, find that hit animation and set loop time to false. Save your scene and we're good to continue. The next thing we need to do is we need to modify the controller, the animator controller. So select the skeleton enemy, go into the sprite and open up the animator controller by double clicking it in the inspector. This is going to bring up the animator view. From here, we need to now discuss the logic on when we should be able to go to our hit animation. The logic here is that if you're an idle, you can go to hit. If you're walking, you can go to hit. So we want to basically, let's use our any state here. We can say at any state, you can go to hit. So let's make transition and we'll go to hit. Now, what's going to trigger that? Well, we need to create a new parameter of type trigger and let's call it hit. So anytime we trigger the hit animation through code, it's going to instantly play that animation. We're going to say has exit time is false, and the transition duration is going to be 0 because we're not fading it with anything. We save this, and let's go back into Unity, and now we need to create the functionality to call this from our script. So when should we call this hit method on the enemy? Well, we should call it when the player hits it. So our attack method here is basically going to say, hey, I hit something. We don't know what I hit. We hit something. And what we need to do is, for now, we can assume it's an enemy, and we need to say to the enemy, call their damage function. And essentially what's going to happen then is the damage function is going to say, I just got hit, play this animation, and remove some health. And then we check if our health is less than 1, then we play our death animation. So in the next video, we are going to get into another form of object-oriented programming called polymorphism. And we're going to introduce a new topic called interfaces. I'll see you then.